Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what you're about to hear might completely change the way you think about life beyond Earth. For years, astronomers have searched the galaxy for a world that isn't just Earth-like, but truly habitable. And today, we may have found the most promising candidate yet. A planet so strangely familiar, yet so alien, that some scientists believe it could be the closest thing to a second Earth we've ever discovered. But before we dive into the details, here's the hook. Imagine a world where the sky glows red, oceans shimmer under a dim star, and temperatures feel almost perfect for human life. A world that might already have clouds, seasons, and maybe even the chemistry needed for biology. That world exists, and you're about to meet it. The search for habitable exoplanets has always been a mix of science, hope, and a little bit of cosmic luck. We've found thousands of planets orbiting distant stars, but most are either too hot, too cold, too massive, too toxic, or simply too strange to support life as we know it. But every once in a while, a discovery stands out. A planet that checks more boxes than any before it. A planet that makes astronomers sit up straight and say, wait, this one is different. And that planet is called K218b. Now, K218b isn't just another dot in the sky. It orbits a red dwarf star about 124 light-years away in the constellation Leo. That might sound far, but in cosmic terms, it's practically next door. What makes K218b so extraordinary is that it sits right in the habitable zone, the region around a star where temperatures could allow liquid water to exist. But that alone doesn't make it special. Plenty of planets sit in habitable zones. What makes K218b stand out is what astronomers recently detected in its atmosphere. Water vapor. Not hints, not speculation, real, measurable water vapor. And that changes everything. Water vapor means clouds. Clouds mean weather. Weather means a dynamic atmosphere. And a dynamic atmosphere means the planet isn't just a rock floating in space, it's alive in a planetary sense. It breathes, it circulates, it evolves. And that's exactly the kind of environment where life could potentially emerge. But K218b gets even more interesting. It's what scientists call a Hycean world, a type of planet that may have a global ocean beneath a hydrogen-rich atmosphere. Imagine a warm, deep, planet-wide sea stretching endlessly in every direction, with a thick atmosphere trapping heat, just enough to keep things stable. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. But before we go deeper, if you're enjoying this journey so far, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another deep space mystery. Now let's continue, because things are about to get even more fascinating. K218b is about 2.6 times the radius of Earth and roughly 8 times its mass. That makes it a super-Earth or mini-Neptune, depending on how you classify it. But don't let the size fool you. Bigger doesn't mean uninhabitable. In fact, its size might be the reason it can hold on to such a stable atmosphere. The planet receives just the right amount of starlight from its red dwarf sun. Not too intense, not too weak. Red dwarfs are smaller and cooler than our sun, which means their habitable zones are much closer in. K218b orbits its star every 33 days, meaning a year there is just over a month long. Seasons would pass quickly, weather patterns would shift rapidly, and the sky would glow with a deep, warm red hue. But here's where things get truly mind-bending. Recent observations from the James Webb Space Telescope revealed something unexpected in the planet's atmosphere. Possible traces of dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. On Earth, DMS is produced almost entirely by living organisms, especially marine plankton. Now, to be clear, scientists are not claiming they've found life. The signal is faint, uncertain, and needs more data. But the fact that such a molecule even appears as a possibility is astonishing. It's the kind of discovery that forces scientists to rethink what's possible. If confirmed, it would be the first known biosignature detected on a planet outside our solar system. Imagine that for a moment. A world with water vapor, clouds, stable temperatures, and potential chemical hints of life. A world that might have oceans teeming with microbial ecosystems, or perhaps something even more complex. We don't know yet, but the clues are stacking up in a way we've never seen before. Now let's talk about what it would actually be like to stand or float on K218b. First, the gravity would be stronger than Earth's, but not crushing. You'd feel heavier, but you could still move. The atmosphere, rich in hydrogen, would create a thick, warm environment. The sky would be dimmer than Earth's tinted red by the star it orbits. If the planet truly has a global ocean, there might be no land at all, just endless water stretching to the horizon. Waves would move differently under the heavier gravity, slower and more powerful. The air might feel humid, dense, and warm, like a tropical evening that never ends. But here's the twist. We don't know if the planet has a solid surface beneath the ocean. It might be a deep, dark sea that goes down for thousands of kilometers, gradually transitioning into exotic forms of ice under immense pressure. Life, if it exists, might live near the upper layers, where sunlight, or at least starlight, can penetrate. Or it might thrive in chemical gradients, deeper below, feeding on minerals and heat rather than light. The more we learn about K218b, the more it challenges our assumptions about habitability. For decades, scientists focused on Earth-like planets, rocky worlds with thin atmospheres and liquid water on the surface. But Hycean worlds, like K218b, open a new frontier. They suggest that life might thrive in environments very different from our own. Oceans under hydrogen atmospheres could be far more common than Earth-like planets. And if life can exist there, then the galaxy might be far more alive than we ever imagined. Halfway through this video, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're fascinated by discoveries like this. It helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you the mysteries of the universe. Now, let's go deeper into the science. One of the biggest challenges in studying exoplanets is that we can't see them directly. They're too far away, too small, and too dim compared to their stars. Instead, we study the light that passes through their atmospheres when they transit, when they move in front of their star from our point of view. This light carries fingerprints of the molecules it passes through. Water vapor leaves one pattern, methane leaves another. Carbon dioxide, ammonia, hydrogen, each has its own spectral signature. And when the James Webb Space Telescope analyzed K218b, the patterns it detected were unlike anything we've seen before. The presence of methane and carbon dioxide, combined with the absence of ammonia, strongly suggests a water-rich environment. On many planets, ammonia would be abundant in a hydrogen-rich atmosphere, but on K218b, it's missing. That's a clue, a hint, that the atmosphere might be interacting with a liquid ocean below, and that interaction could create the perfect conditions for life. But there's another layer to this mystery. Red dwarf stars, like the one K218b orbits, are known for their stellar flares, bursts of radiation that can strip atmospheres and sterilize planets. Yet K218b seems to have held onto its atmosphere. That means it's either protected by a magnetic field, shielded by its thick hydrogen layer, or simply lucky enough to orbit a relatively calm star. Any of these possibilities increases its chances of being habitable. Now imagine future telescopes even more powerful than James Webb. Turning their eyes toward this world, imagine detecting not just water vapor, but oxygen, not just methane, but complex organic molecules. Imagine the moment humanity realizes we are not alone. K218b might not be the planet where we find life, but it could be the planet that teaches us how to find it. As we approach the end of this video, I want you to think about something. For thousands of years, humans have looked up at the night sky and wondered if there are other worlds like ours. Today, for the first time in history, we're not just wondering, we're finding them. K218b is a reminder that the universe is vast, mysterious, and full of possibilities. It's a reminder that Earth is not unique, and it's a reminder that the next great discovery might be just one telescope observation away. Before we wrap up, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next deep space exploration. And I want to hear from you. Do you think K218b could host life? Do you believe we'll find living organisms beyond Earth in our lifetime? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you for watching until the end. The universe is full of secrets, and together we're uncovering them one world at a time.